Yeah, Kevin, just wondering, is Shedeur Sanders your starter now for the rest of the season?
Yes.
Okay. And what is your thinking behind that?
I think all along, Mary Kay, as you know, with our quarterbacks and our young players, you're always making sure that you're making the right decisions for our guys. And I think he has constantly and consistently gotten better in each one of these games and how he's approached this game. He's still very early into his career, and he would tell you the same. You want to have constant improvement in everything you're doing. There's
Kevin, hi. Was it a mistake not to start Shedeur earlier?
Yeah,
Tony,
I'm not going to get into
Tony!
those type of things, Tony. I'm obviously focused on what's in front of us.
Fans are stunned as Kevin Stefanski finally names Shedeur Sanders the quarterback one for the rest of the season. It's the decision everyone was waiting for, and Shedeur earned it with heart and real leadership. Stefanski's answers say everything without him ever admitting it. When Mary Kay asked if Shedeur is the starter for the rest of the season, that tiny, painful yes came out like it hurt his soul. You could see it in his face. The man hesitated like he was signing a confession. Then he tried to hide behind the same tired lines about young players and making the right decisions. Fans caught it instantly. He didn't want to say it. He didn't believe it. And he looked annoyed that Shedeur was actually playing well. Why does a coach look bothered when his rookie is improving? Why does naming the best player feel like punishment to him? Then Stefanski goes back to the word he loves way too much. That is, to improve. He uses it every time he talks about Shedeur, like he's trying to downplay what the kid is doing on the field. Funny thing is, fans remember that he never pushed that word on Dillon Gabriel. Gabriel could make mistakes, and Stefanski would call it growth. Shedeur plays clean, learns fast, shows real leadership, and suddenly, it's all he's young and he needs to improve. Why does Stefanski talk like Shedeur is the problem when Shedeur is the one keeping this team alive? Fans see it. They feel it. They're saying out loud what Stefanski won't. He picked the wrong guy, he backed the wrong guy, and now he's being dragged into the truth by results he can't deny. If Shedeur played any better, Stefanski would probably pretend he didn't see it. And when the reporter asked if it was a mistake not starting Shedeur earlier, Stefanski folded instantly. Didn't even try to defend it, just hid behind, "I'm focused on what's in front of us." Fans tore that answer apart because he didn't want Shedeur. He didn't believe in him. He trusted Gabriel, and that blew up in his face. Now he's being forced to ride with the quarterback he tried to sideline. No wonder fans are saying he hates Shedeur, or he can't be trusted, and he's on the wrong side of history. This coach destroys confidence in normal players. He just couldn't break Shedeur. And that's why fans are asking if Shedeur is your quarterback one now, Kevin. Why wasn't he your quarterback one when it actually mattered? And what does that say about you as a leader?
Has anything surprised you about his development over these past three starts?
No, I don't know. Surprise is the word, Mary Kay. I think, again, we've been around each other now going back to April. So I've seen constant improvement in a bunch of areas, but I also saw in that game some areas of improvement in some areas that we asked him to improve upon. And I think that's, the fun part of coaching is developing players and giving them tools to improve in certain areas, if you will. And I think the fun part is when you have players like Shedeur, like our rookies, whomever it may be, that are very intentional about their own development as well.
Thank you.
Bro, it kills him to say that Shedeur is going to be the quarterback. It kills him to say that, you know what, Shedeur is better than Dillon, always has been better than Dillon, and will be better than Dillon, bro.
It's clear to everyone watching that Stefanski is uncomfortable, even frustrated, every time he talks about Shedeur. When asked if anything about Shedeur's development surprised him, Stefanski stumbles and uses vague words, speaking about constant improvement and areas to work on. But fans see right through it. This isn't about surprise or coaching fun, it's about Stefanski trying hard not to admit that Shedeur is the better quarterback. The way Stefanski dances around the question shows he's still bitter about having to admit Shedeur is the real deal. John is spot on. It absolutely kills Stefanski to say Shedeur is better than Gabriel. The truth is, Shedeur has been outperforming Gabriel since day one, and it's painful for Stefanski to swallow that his first choice didn't work out. What makes this even worse is Stefanski's refusal to just be honest and confident. Instead, he hides behind cliches like giving players tools and being intentional about development, as if Shedeur needs some magic coaching to catch up. But Shedeur has already shown he belongs on the field leading, making smart decisions, and carrying the team. Meanwhile, Stefanski looks like a coach who made the wrong call and still hasn't fully accepted it. Fans are tired of the excuses and see Stefanski's hesitation as proof he's the wrong man for this team right now. Shedeur deserves a coach who believes in him fully, not one who's stuck regretting past mistakes and trying to protect his pride. The clock is ticking, and if Stefanski can't get on board, the fans and the team will move on without him.
And then just a question about Shedeur and just his progress, similar to what Mary Kay was asking. The fact that he put up 4 touchdowns in just his third start versus what he did in that first start at Las Vegas, just how pleasantly surprised are you with his progression in such a short timeline, considering maybe how far he might have been behind in training camp and maybe the first quarter of the season?
Yeah, again, not maybe the terms I'd use other than tell you I've been really impressed by his work ethic, and that's going back to since the moment he got here. That's what we've been striving to work with him and with all of our guys. As you know, it's been a huge area for us is player development of all of our players, and I think the guys, when they embrace it, that's the fun part where you get to see these guys making strides. So he's still very early into his career. And he would tell you the same. You want to have constant improvement in everything you're doing. There's moments in these games that come up that are hard to replicate in practice.
Stefanski keeps trying to sound impressed with Shedeur, but it feels like he's stuck in a loop of empty praise. Saying he's really impressed by his work ethic is just too basic, something anyone can say about any player. The real question is why Stefanski waited so long to put Shedeur in a real starting role if he has known how hard the kid works since day one. Why did Shedeur have to play catch-up after falling behind in training camp? Wasn't this supposed to be a team that values talent and gives the best players the chance to lead? Instead, Stefanski talks about player development like it's some slow process. But Shedeur has shown he can handle the pressure now. Why keep him waiting when he's clearly ready to carry the team? And what about those moments in games Stefanski mentions that are hard to practice? Shedeur has faced those moments every time he steps on the field and has made smart decisions under pressure. Why does Stefanski act like Shedeur still needs to prove himself when Shedeur is already proving he belongs? It feels like Stefanski can't fully admit that Shedeur is not just a work in progress, but a leader who's changing this team's future. The fans see this too. They know Shedeur has the talent, the heart, and the drive to take this team forward. So Kevin, why keep making excuses? Why hesitate to back the player who's earning it every week? It's time for Stefanski to stop talking around the truth and fully trust Shedeur to lead this team to where it needs to go.
And then after, with time to reflect on it, the idea of going with the hot hand with Shedeur on that last 2-point conversion, do you have any second thoughts about it? I understand, why he went to the Wildcat, but the fact that he'd been playing so well, does that make you think twice about it?
Well, listen, when you come up short like you do, you think about everything and what you could do differently. Obviously, when you get in those moments, you have the calls ready to roll and plays that you've talked about pre-game and throughout the week. There are going to be times where you want to call back. There are going to be times where you have success and it didn't come off exactly how you wanted it. But bottom line is,
you sabotaged it.
We came up short in both those tries, and that's where I have to look at it and say, are there things that we can do better? And that's my job to look at it constantly.
Thanks.
He sabotaged him. Come on, just say it. I wanted to fuck Shedeur over.
Stefanski's answer here is the perfect example of how he tries to avoid taking real responsibility for his mistakes. When asked about the decision to not go with Shedeur on that crucial two-point conversion, Stefanski talks in circles. "We had calls ready. Sometimes things don't work out, and we have to look at what we can do better." But fans see right through that. The truth is, Stefanski sabotaged the team by not trusting the hot hand when it mattered most. Shedeur had been playing great, showing he could deliver under pressure. Yet Stefanski chose a different play instead. That hesitation cost them. It wasn't just a minor coaching error, it was a lack of confidence in the very player who has been carrying the team. Stefanski won't say it out loud, but many feel like he wanted to knock Shedeur down because the kid was proving him wrong every step of the way. This isn't just about one play, it's about the entire mindset Stefanski brings to the team. Instead of backing Shedeur and riding his momentum, Stefanski looks like a coach who's scared to fully commit. Why hesitate when you have a quarterback playing at a higher level than expected? Why second-guess the player who is clearly the future? Stefanski needs to stop hiding behind generic answers and start showing real trust in Shedeur. Fans are done with the games and the vague language. They want a coach who backs his players, especially the one who is already proving he can win. If Stefanski can't do that, then maybe it's time for him to step aside and let someone else lead this team, because Shedeur's ready now.
One last question then on Shedeur and just his pocket presence and, how, one of the issues it seemed like he had early on was drifting a lot, and drifting backwards. It seems like he's doing a better job, more consistent job of staying within the pocket, getting out obviously when he needs to, but just how have you seen him grow in that regard in his game?
Yeah, that's definitely been a area of focus for him that I think he continues to improve. I think there were multiple plays in that game where there was really good evidence of really good footwork that you can coach off of, that you want to, point out that this is exactly drill work. This is what you're working on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's showing up here on Sunday.
Stefanski talks about Shedeur's pocket presence like it's some new discovery he just made, but fans aren't buying it. He keeps calling it an area of focus and praises footwork drills like he's the one teaching Shedeur how to play quarterback. The truth is, Shedeur has been handling pressure and making plays all along. This constant need by Stefanski to act like he's the coach who's magically fixing Shedeur's mistakes just feels like a way to take credit and cover up his earlier doubts. Anyways, Stefanski finally naming Shedeur Sanders as quarterback 1 proves what fans have known all along, that Shedeur is the future and deserves the chance to lead. If this is the start of a new era for Cleveland, things are looking up. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates and honest takes. And tell me, how long do you think the Browns will keep Stefanski before deciding to make a coaching change?